did with Mahavira, Hanumanji. As Krishna, this he did with Arjuna, and as Ramakrishna with Swami Vivekananda. When I was coming to this place, as you all know, we had to go and appear before an interview in the Indian embassy, American embassy. And I went to Bombay for that interview. And an American gentleman who was taking the interview, he asked me, Ramakrishna, are you the worshipper of Rama or Krishna, or the combination of both? I said it's a combination of both. Rama, Krishna. Rama means one who gives joy, and Krishna means who draw, attract, kriya, that's attraction. And both are present in Rama, Krishna. Swami Vivekananda did not take bow and arrow like Arjuna, but was trained in the Paravidya, spiritual knowledge, and Aparavidya, mundane knowledge. Aparavidya he received from Calcutta University, and Paravidya he received by sitting at the feet of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Vivekananda learned and experienced the true religion, which afterwards he expressed in his own words. Religion is realization. What he realized? Sarvam khalu idam brahma. Everything is nothing but veritable Brahman. Consciousness. Vivekananda realized and understood the true meaning of the word Ishavaschamidam Sarvam of Isha Upanishad. Everything that you see is nothing but God. Vivekananda realized and understood the real meaning of Tat Srishtva Tadeva Anupravishat. He created the whole universe, and then again he himself entered into it. Vivekananda realized and understood the actual essence of the utterance of Sri Krishna in Gita. Sarvata Panipadam Tat, Sarvata Akshi Shiro Mukham, Sarvata Srutiman Loke, Sarvamabhrittatishtati. In Assam, one young gentleman invited me for a cup of tea in his home. I never knew his father is a staunch devotee of Krishna, their Vaishnava. And the father never accepted Sri Ramakrishna because he was the worshipper of Kali. And anyway, his son took initiation from Ramakrishna mission. That was all right for him. But when he heard that the Swami from the Ramakrishna mission is coming and going to eat in his house, he was furious. And all these things between the son and the father, I was not knowing. And when I entered, it was extreme. The son locked his father inside the room so that he don't create any problem for me. I entered and I sat, and the mother and the son, they went to prepare tea and all those things. I was sitting alone. The father was also very clever. With the help of the grandson, he opened the door, came to our room where I was sitting, and started dancing and uttering, Krishna is the only God, Krishna is the only God, and there is no other God. Now hearing his voice, the son came running and Father, come away. Then I immediately understood the problem and said, no, he is still right. Krishna is the only God, there is no other God except Krishna. Then that old gentleman was taken aback and he said, but they said that you worship Sri Ramakrishna or something like that. I told you, yes, that is there. But you please take a seat and we can have a discussion. Then I said, which Krishna actually you worship? The Krishna with the flute? Or the Krishna who said, Sarvata Panipadam Tat, Sarvata Kshishiro Mukham, Sarvata Srutiman Loke, Sarvamabhrittatishtati. Wherever you see the hands, the head, the eye, the ear, is nothing but me. And it was too much for the old man because Sanskrit and all those things. He said, okay, I understood that you are a worshipper of Krishna, take tea. I Okay, thank you very much. So that way we solve the problem. So this is the realization. Unless and until we realize that everything is created by God and everything is God and nothing else, we are only on the path of religion and we are not religious. So that is what Vivekananda said. And here, equipped with Advaita Jnana, he traveled the length and breadth of Bharat Varsha, the whole India. And then in agony he cried, "Lo, the descendant of the rishis have become next door neighbor to brutes." He went to the learned people. He went to rich people. He talked with all sorts of people. But all of them refused to accept Vivekananda. Then he understood that he has to come. And he received the divine order by Sri Ramakrishna. You have to go to America, the center. And there you have to strike. And he received the blessings of the Shakti, Mahashakti, Ma Sharadamani Devi. Then he came over here with the help of some friends. He was not knowing there's so much cold over here. And he was not knowing that there will be no person to receive him. Here when I was coming, I was knowing that there is a asana. I was knowing that the Swami will be there to receive me. Devotees will be there to receive me. The moment I got down, I got a big cup of coffee like the Americans. So we get the small cup of coffee. We are habituated. When I saw that big cup, then I was sure that I am in America. And that way, when Vivekananda came, there was nothing. Just think of that. A young man of 29 years old, having no friends, no money, no support, when he came over here in this land, is it not the power of divine God? Otherwise it is impossible for ordinary people to come like that. And what he said? He never said anything about Hinduism. He never said anything about Ramakrishna. He never said anything about himself. He never said anything about India. He only said, standing on that, I went over there, that hall, which is so near to this place. He said, sisters and brothers of America. These are the English words. Why then the Americans who speak English stood up and clapped so much? Because through these words, English words, he used Brahma Shakti. And that's why their heart was touched. They really felt that we are one. We are brothers and we are sisters. We are united. And that is what is Vedanta. Friends, we are here not to convert anybody, not to disturb anybody, but to only to help human being to become human being and nothing else. How? Just by telling that they are human and they are supposed to be divine. If they are only looking at the body, if they are only thinking about the comfort of the world, name, fame and all these things, well, they will live comfortably as they call it. But slowly, slowly they have to go back once again. Nakashya pristhite sukrite anubhutve imam lokam hinataram bhavishanti. This is nothing, no poetry. This is the truth. This is the fact. That has been realized by our rishis. And we are here only to tell it to them. If they accept it, well. If they don't, it's of course it is well. This is for them. So that is exactly what we'll do. And Swami Vivekananda, he, with the instruction of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, made a unique institution, two institutions, Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission. And these two unique institutions, what they are doing? Atmana Moksha Jagat Gita. For the emancipation of one's own soul and for the development benefit of our others. And here again, this is the first time in the history of the spirituality that the monastic members and the lay devotees householders joining together to perform the God's work. Dharmasthapana. How? The monastics, Tyaga and Seva. By renouncing the world and giving the whole life for developing this type of institution so that people can come, they can hear, they can learn, and they can develop themselves. And the devotees, what they will do? They will support, sometimes monetarily and sometimes in other way, so that this type of institution grow. Otherwise, what will happen? Won't we survive? Of course we will survive. But we will survive for ourselves, which is selfishness. And Vivekananda is giving the definition of God. Unselfishness is God. The more you become unselfish, you are nearer to God. And unselfishness means what? Loving others, accepting others, caring for others, thinking for others. That is exactly what our institution teaches. Friends, look at the Swami. With his failing health, all difficulty, he developed this unique, wonderful ashrama with the help of you all. He purchased this plot, he developed the building, and he developed this type of shrine. He invited the Swamis to speak before the devotees, and all sorts of things which is possible. Now, after developing all these things, simply he is handing over to me. But that is the uniqueness. Tyaga. Never, not at all, attached. That is the uniqueness. You know, one teacher was teaching mathematics to a young boy. He said, this is a mango. Okay? Yes. I give you another mango. So 1 plus 1, how much is 2? So the boy was holding 2 mangoes in both hands. Now, son, suppose your friend come and take away another mango from you. What will happen? Then he said, fighting. And now, that is exactly we do. The fighting. Suppose somebody comes and asks me something, immediately I will be angry. Why should I give it to you? Even the father is not ready to give his property to his son or daughter or the children. So that is the way people live. And here is an example of Tyaga. Look at it, just before you. He did everything. Last 20 years, I think, Maharaj. 20 years or more, he was here. And then slowly he collected fund, collected the devotees with the help of all these things he did. And he himself invited Belur, requested Belur to send someone whom he never saw, whom he never knew, to hand it over to him. And so happily he is handing over to him. So will you please stand up and give a clap, recognizing this